Alright, in the last video we looked at working with strings, so concatenation. We also looked at some of the popular methods or functions that are used with strings. Now I want to introduce you to template literals or template strings, which are part of ES6 but are compatible in all the modern browsers. So there's no need to have to compile your ES6 down unless you're looking to, be compatible with older versions of IE or stuff like that, which personally I don't care about when I do my development. There's not too many people using IE7 anymore, and browsers like that. So all this stuff is compatible in all the modern browsers. So what we're going to do here is define some variables. Let's say name equals John. And we'll say age equals 30. Let's do job equals web developer, the best job in the world, and city equals, let's say, Miami. All right, so we have these variables. And a lot of times, a lot of times, you're going to be inserting HTML from JavaScript. Okay, so when you fetch something through Ajax and you want to put in, let's say, an unordered list or a table with dynamic data, you're going to do that through JavaScript. So you're usually going to have to create some kind of HTML string with the HTML and then with the dynamic data that you want to insert. Now, first thing I'm going to show you is how to do that without template strings. Okay, so this is basically the ES5 way. And what I'm going to do is just initialize an HTML variable here. And then we'll say HTML equals, we want our quotes. And then let's say we wanted a UL. And then inside here, we want our LI. We'll say name. And then we want to put that name variable in. So we're going to have to concatenate like this, right? Put a space there. So we have our name. Next we want the age. So we'll say age. Concatenate again. I like to put spaces. I think it just makes it look neater. So age. Then we'll put the, job. So inside this LI, we'll put job. All right, and then we'll put our last LI. Oh, too many spaces. So this will be city. All right, and we'll just go right here and we'll say city. All right, and I need to do that for job as well. Okay. So we have our template string here, not our template string, just an HTML string. So what I'm going to do is just output this in the browser. Now you guys haven't seen this yet. Don't worry about it. We're going to get into the DOM soon, but I'm just going to say document.body.inner HTML equals our HTML string and save. And now we have a list with the name, age, job, and city. All right, so this is kind of a pain in the neck. Now, this doesn't look very good. It's all meshed together, so you may want to put them on separate lines. So to do that, what we would have to do is we would have, let's do our UL, and then to go to a different line, we couldn't just go on to the next line and then put an LI. You can see that that's already messed up. We would have to concatenate each line, so put a plus sign, and then we'd have to do our LI. Actually, I'll just copy. I'll just grab this. All right, so we would have to do that, and then we'd have to concatenate onto the next line. Just copy this. All right, so what do we got? 4 things. And then the last one will just end with a semicolon. So we have name, age, job, and city. All right, and this is the old way of doing things. So if we save that, we get the same thing. We have our list. Now this is kind of a pain in the neck. So template strings have fixed this. So let's do it now with template strings. I call them template strings, but you'll see template literals as well. So to do it with template strings, what we can do is just say HTML equals. Now instead of using single quotes or double quotes, we're going to use backticks. Okay, that's how it knows that this is a template string. Backticks is to the left of your number 1 key. And then what we can do is we can just go on separate lines. We can put a UL in, go down here and end it, put in an LI, just like we would in an HTML file. All right, so we'll have a couple different LIs here. All right, we'll say name. And then when we want to put a variable in, such as name, we don't have to concatenate, we don't have to use plus signs, we use this syntax, a money sign and curly braces, and then we can stick a variable in there, just like that. A variable, an expression, whatever we want, anything to do with JavaScript. So we'll do age, and job, city. All right, and we'll save that, and we get the same thing. So you can see that this is much nicer, much cleaner. Now, I mean, oh, we even forgot the ending UL here, didn't we? So let's again concatenate and put in our ending UL. Okay. So, I mean, even with this doesn't look too bad because it's an unordered list. It's simple. But when you start getting into very, a lot of HTML, when you get into tables, if you're trying to insert a table with all the TRs and THs and headings and all that, this can get quite messy and quite annoying. But with template strings or template literals, it's basically just like you're putting it right into your HTML. It's essentially a template. All right, so let's add some other stuff here. So we'll put another LI in. We'll put a couple more LIs. All right, so in addition to just, variables, we can put expressions. So for instance, if we want to say 2 + 2 and save, it'll actually evaluate that to 4. All right, we can put in functions. So, I mean, we haven't got into functions yet, but just to give you an example, we'll say function, we'll call it hello, and then we'll just have it return a string of hello. And then we'll go down here and we'll put in our variable, and we can call the hello function, save, and you can see it returns hello. We can even do conditionals. Now, we haven't got into the ternary operator yet, but it's basically a shorthand for an if statement. So let's say age is, if it's greater than 30, then we're going to use the ternary operator, which is a question mark. And I'm going to go over all this. Don't worry about it. I just want to show you that this is possible. So if that's true, then we're going to say over 30. And if not, okay, the colon represents else. If not, then we're going to say under 30. So we'll save that. We get under 30. And if we look at the age, I mean, it is exactly 30. So it's going to, that's technically not over 30. But if we were to do 31 and save, we get over 30. All right, so you can actually do conditionals inside of these variables here. All right, so this is something that we'll be using a lot throughout the course, especially in our projects. I don't want to do it this way, the old way. It's very tedious and annoying. So that's it for this video, guys. In the next video, we're going to start to look at arrays and array methods.